Hello everyone. Welcome back to Walk With Me Gaming. Today we are playing the Stanley Parable Deluxe because I want to. Now, if you followed me from the absolute beginning, then you know that I did play the Stanley Parable at some point. I did do it twice, didn't I? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no problem. I am. I didn't know this was the thing. I did start up the game, but I actually haven't played it. Really. Make a deal. Oh, okay. Just your favorite time. Just whatever. All right, back to the game. Oh, Stanley. God. The little things about this game. So, like I said, if you have been watching since the absolute very beginning, you may have seen me play a few rounds of the Stanley Parable. So, beat the game. Welcome back. You can't jump, of course. 8. The door 5 times. Speed run. Don't play for 10 years. Great. Love it. What did anything... hang on, I'm going to just make sure everything feels okay first. Okay, anyway. You never know what kind of secrets you'll find in the Stanley Parable. Yeah, played this way back in the beginning, so if you were watching me like 9 years ago, you might have watched... Wasn't that... No, I wasn't that long ago, was it? Maybe 6 years ago? I don't know.
This is the story.
But this is the deluxe version, and I got it on the Switch, and I wanted to play it because I love it. So, reminder, we're Stanley.
Employee number 427's
We'll watch this intro the first time just to give you the thing.
And he pushed
Not to spoil anything for you, but I mean, this game's been out for a while. If you don't know what the Stanley Parable is, I don't know.
This is what
Probably should have watched someone else play it by now. I don't know. But, I mean, this game's about following the rules until you don't. So, that's what we're going to do. And I might talk over things a little. But I don't want to as much. I want to argue with the narrator a little bit.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
No, of course not.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Stanley didn't like having nothing to do.
Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, time to step out of the office. Stanley's a little slidey. Whatever. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
How strange.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Indeed.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
How strange. Yeah, we're just gonna play this quote-unquote correctly first. Well, that looks odd. Leading to some sort of back rooms. Alright,
When Stanley
anyway.
came to a set of 2 open
Interesting.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
These windows don't appear to lead anywhere. Oh, we're going left. Alright. This door doesn't have a number on it. Okay. Can't go through there.
Yet there was not a single
Yeah,
person here
this is
either. Feeling a wave
yes,
of
this feels
disbelief,
familiar.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Business,
office, hoping he might
numbers.
find an answer there.
More water cooler heater. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to the teenagers. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net. A lot of percentage. This feels like something out of Homestar Runner. It really does. And there goes my headphones. Dying. For no reason. I really need to replace these. Alright, well this is going to be playing in the background, I guess. You guys can still hear it, right? Hang on. There we go. I can hear stuff again. Okay. The broom closet. Trusty broom closet. We'll see you another time.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You sure did. It's not there. It's the open door, of course. Obviously. Executive bathroom. Oh. Wait. Can I? Another time. Another time then, I suppose.
Stepping into his manager's office,
What
Stanley
a
was
hell
once
of an
again
office.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I am
Shocked,
the most
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief
expensive
who
boss.
orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Interesting.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No, of course not. But somehow, a random
By
guess
simply pushing random
just
buttons
did
on the
it.
keypad, Stanley happened to input the
It's
correct
so dark.
code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened
A secret
passageway.
passage. How could I have known this? Are you serious? Oh, there goes my headphones just entirely? No? No, it's just... Oh, I see. It's the thing. It's funny how the graphics aren't like great because this game came out a long time ago, but like it's kept up enough. Oh, okay. Well, there goes the headphones entirely. Great.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Well, I hope this doesn't
It
echo,
was a
but
stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
yes.
Why did he feel this now?
I don't
For
know.
years, it had never occurred to him.
How strange.
This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh. Sparks. Okay, here we go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
course.
the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yep. Definitely not gonna escape. We're going into the mind control facility. See what it is.
The lights rose
wow.
on an enormous
Look at
room
that.
packed with
How
television
strange.
screens. What
There appears to
horrible
be some
secret
catwalks
did
up
this
there
place
and
hold?
some
Stanley
random
thought to
screens
himself.
stapled
Did he
onto the
have
top for no
strength
reason.
to find out?
I don't know. It seems so bewildering.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their
Fired.
true nature revealed.
Is that one me?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Where's mine?
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them,
I sure am.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What's mine? 226, isn't it? Where am I? No, missed it. These don't seem to have an order.
This mind control facility, it was too
225,
horrible to
226.
believe
There
it
I
couldn't
am.
Be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Mind
Was
control.
this the only reason he was happy with
Well,
his
where's
boring
everyone else
job?
at the
That
office?
his emotions had
Were
been
they murdered?
manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
So
own life
dramatic.
in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Ruff.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
It
Had
is
he truly
possible.
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Welcome to capitalism.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
How
And as the
strange.
cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes. I will stop this. I am Stanley. Hear me roar. Turn it off. What a simple story. I feel like I've accomplished so much through this. So this video is probably going to be exactly like the one from several years ago, where I'm just kind of playing
Blackness.
the major
and a rising
quests,
chill
you
of
could say.
uncertainty. Was it over?
Because the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, after all.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
It's a good question.
How had he been freed from the
Do
machine's
we answer these
grasp?
questions?
What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Yeah,
For
you
it
get
was
to
not
escape.
knowledge
That's all
or
that
even
matters.
power that he
It's
had
a very
been
slow-moving wall for escape.
seeking happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand.
Imagine a building with a giant wall that just
No
opened
longer
up.
would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives,
That's a nice bridge you
it
got
will
out there in
be
the
his.
distance.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps
And what appears to be
the
a
only
small
thing
shack
worth knowing. Stanley
attached to this
stepped
building, I
through
guess?
The open door.
Like a parking lot, maybe?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Okay.
The feeling of liberation.
So, yeah, and this game was
Possibility
made,
of
like,
new
in
path
the
before
same
him.
stuff
This
as
was exactly
Half-Life.
the
Like,
way,
the Source
right
engine, I
now,
think, so...
that things were meant to happen.
It all looks a little old now, but,
And Stanley was happy.
such a classic. Stanley Parable is such a classic. This is where all the weird games came from. Yay. Hooray, I did it. The end is never the end. Alright, let's change things up a little bit. One more time. We're speed running this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes. Obviously.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He kept moving quickly, even though I haven't exactly told him what to do yet.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Tips
a
do
wave
not
of
get fired.
disbelief, Stanley decided to
Don't
go
get
up to
fired.
his boss's office,
Fair
hoping he
enough.
might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep, he sure did. What was it? 2854?
Stepping into his manager's office,
2845.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new
Sure.
age music.
Okay, fine. We'll take it calm. Calm. Ooh,
Feeling
calm.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, so that happens. I have offended the narrator. Not for the last time, of course. I'm very curious what new things will be in this. Because I know many ways that I've taken before. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to be
Stanley walked
Ways
straight
that I
ahead
don't
through the
know.
large door that read
Gonna have to do
Mind
some
Control
Googling eventually.
Facility.
Alright, we continue pushing buttons.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
I'm glad that,
screens.
like, at a certain
What
point I won't
horrible
have to
secret
do
did
this
place
section
hold?
again
Stanley thought
so
to
much.
himself. Did he
'Cause
have
this is
the
just a lot of
strength to
narration.
find out?
And repetition. This is all stuff I know.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many
What is this
individuals reduced
computer?
to images on a screen.
It's a very
And
strange
Stanley,
computer.
one of them, eternally
Employee
monitoring this
observation
place
protocol.
where freedom meant nothing.
Fun times. Pull the lever, Kronk.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Yeah, it's pretty
Had
believable.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this
I
time?
do really
Was
love
this the only reason
pirate.
he was
That
happy
said
with his
pirate.
boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I hope there's a secret pirate ending.
No. He refused to believe it. He
I
couldn't
think once we
accept
get
it. His
here,
own life in someone
only
else's
two
control.
options.
Never. It was unthinkable.
Pretty sure.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
It's a
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly
I don't think there's any
blind to
other
the world?
escapes from this specific area. I'll look around real quick
Here
though.
was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
Okay.
Walking, eating,
closed
working,
off, I guess.
all of it monitored and commanded
Appears to
from
be
this
some
very
sort of a
place.
button.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink
Door.
in, Stanley decided that this machinery would
Open that
never
door.
again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I sure will. Absolutely, definitely going to dismantle those controls. Have no intention of trying to take control of them myself. Absolutely not my intention.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation,
Yep.
to put an end to this horrible place.
Definitely
and
gonna
to everything
stop
it
this.
stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
They did.
After
Now I'm
they
gonna be
kept you
empowered.
enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you
want a
wanted?
little power.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
What do you mean?
You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off
Okay.
track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Well, your story
I'm
was
afraid
almost
you
done.
don't
You
have
can't just
nearly
have a
the
little
power
twist
you
ending?
think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
Oh, of course.
nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Oh, cool.
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
Oh.
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Yeah.
It's your time to shine. You are
Yeah,
the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. This
okay.
is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk
I like
about
that
you,
in this, there's
about
all these
me,
buttons with numbers
where
on
we're
them.
going.
They don't do
What this
anything.
means, I barely
Oh, hey,
know
here's a
where to
door.
start.
Oh.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Well, thank you.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside.
Well, you sound a
while it
little
burned to a
insane.
crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing.
Yeah.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
Well, I thought it was a good idea.
Hate to see it go. But I'm sure
Sorry,
come
I
up
didn't
with
drink.
on the next go around,
I
will
am
be
nauseous.
even
I'll just let you guys enjoy hidden
better. My
talking.
goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen.
Well, I'm trying my
on
best.
Every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything.
How much time do I have
Something
left?
here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have
It seems like
any
a slow
idea
2
what
minutes.
your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Well, I guess we're
But
down.
here's a spoiler for you. That
Our
time
last
limit
minute.
matters to keep the action moving along.
Nothing we can do about
It's
it.
just seconds
I
ticking
wonder if there
away.
is a combination of buttons
You're
that
only
does
still
actually
playing
do
instead of
something.
watching a cutscene.
I don't think there
would watch
is.
you for
That'd be
every
too
moment
obvious.
That you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Wait, is there a
This is
zero?
not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world.
I don't think
that's
there's a
fine.
zero button.
But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending. Just you being
Console
blown to
disabled.
pieces. Will you
Oh,
cling
those are
desperately
numbers
to
too.
your
I
friend,
guess
or
there's
will you
probably
let it
no
go
zero.
peacefully?
Guess it doesn't
Another
matter.
choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the
My
same.
choice is to sit in the
All
middle
about
here and cry.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment you fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
And we're done. Well, that was a fun little death. Good old Stanley Parable. This is nice. It's like playing a ton of games all at once. Alright, for this one, let's see, what will we do? Can we mess with anything on our desk? No. Can we type anything? Doesn't appear to be. Well, I deny the call of adventure.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Just gonna sit back down and
He
die
had to
here.
make a decision. Whatever crucial outcome fell under his responsibility. He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
Yeah, I
The
can't
thing to
can't
do
trust
now,
thinking for
Stanley,
myself.
is to wait.
Absolutely not.
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Yep,
In here I can be happy forever.
exactly.
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
Yeah, just
He no
stick around
longer
here,
had the
it's
ability
fine.
to tell. But the one thing he knew for
I
sure,
mean, the clock's
beyond
broken,
any
so
doubt,
clearly
was
it's
that if
just
he
not
waited
working.
long enough, the answers would come.
Yep, we'll just keep staring at our
Eventually,
screen.
Someday they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
Yes,
Now
Stanley
it's
needs to be
just a
told what
little
to do.
bit Closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Do we have instructions? And that's that. Ending number 4. Yeah, trying to think.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could I do?
Stanley decided to go to the
differently?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Because I'm really not sure what I can do. Oh. I can turn off computers, I guess. 420, man. Oh, good. Do you need more input? No? Okay, cool. I'm just turning things on and off, I guess. Cool.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Obviously. Huh. I'd like to get to that ladder, please. In there. Achievement I can get. 430. That's right. We'll come to... Hello. Really? Really? Really?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
That's a good question. What does it mean? Well, let's find out, shall we? We've got a little cart here. Okay, we're going full on Half-Life style here. I was gonna say, I wonder where I can find something new, and boom. That's that works. Hello. Okay. Yeah, this feels exactly like Half-Life.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
That's a brilliant idea. Didn't have to do much.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Great.
Please step inside and
Do you
see
have a
what
jump
thrilling
button?
new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
God, what if it's literally just that?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet.
This
I'm
is-
sure it's just the beginning of a
It would be
mesmerizing
hilarious if this is
adventure.
literally the only thing new. Oh. Doesn't appear to be moving.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere?
Oh, there we go.
All right.
It's a very
finally,
slow
at
elevator,
long
that's
last,
fine.
It's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah. Welcome to the secret new content ending. The very tall
I have to
elevator.
say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh, hey, there we go. Content. We can
All right.
jump.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Only in the circle. Alright, I guess we're doing the jump circle. What do you think, narrator? Some great content, huh? I think I need to take a break. Whew. Okay. Back to the jump circle. Will this be an ending? Like, this is where I'll stop and just be like, alright, good job. Oh. Well, that was something special.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Obviously, there has to be.
Another elevator.
Huh.
Stanley.
Well, this
I
one
have
worked
to
faster,
say,
I guess.
Initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Absolutely it
If this
is.
new content. Then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Now, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000
That
hours
could be a
of
thing.
new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good.
Oh, great.
I
Maybe
knew
it's
there
another
had to be
jump.
Something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Appears to be some sort of a pathway over a bottomless pit. Very cool.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
Yep,
and
they
don't
are
get me
monsters.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact,
I know. I mean, look at those graphics.
The game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
It would be funny if I popped that
It's my
achievement
fault,
right now.
Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
What is it really about?
No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Like always, huh?
What do you say, friend?
Okay, I guess I don't have a choice. I thought that's what the Stanley Parable was about. Choice. Apparently not with this guy. Oh, what? Whoa. Okay, I was gonna stop, but we appear to still be in some new content.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Well, how could I resist? I mean, how can I say no to an open vent? Really? Like, that's just... I've not done that before, so we're doing that.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah.
got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So
Okay.
I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
It's very nice. Do I get to walk around the area that I
I
skipped
call
to?
it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Oh,
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
That is a good experience. Is that your only experience? What else have you experienced? That's a telephone. Well, this is really nice, I must say. Yeah.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied
It
with
was.
a cheap Nintendo Switch port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
First
it all
kiss,
meant
my
something.
first part of the release of a Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable postcards. Oh, it's very nice. Yeah, no, you did a good job here, buddy. Good times. It is. It's good times. That's an award. Audience award. That one is real. Is that real? Oh, that's so cool. I would love that. Someone send me that. I never ask for anything on here. Someone send me a collector's edition of the Stanley Parable. Smile, because it happened. Or, that. Oh, give me that too. First $1. Flapping Flounders, what's that? That's very good. The demonstrate. All right. Yeah, the impossible achievement. Great. Don't play for 5 years. They bumped it up to 10 years now. Hey, that's this is really nice. You did a good job, sir. I mean, I remember that one. You did a good job. This is a rock. Loving memory, little Stanley. The hamster? Is there a hamster in this game? Can I can't sit on the bench to enjoy the view. That's disappointing. That drops you a star. Is this a licensed music?
Is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism.
Yeah, no,
James
you did.
Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, Will so many games aspire to be more than games end up less than
Miss Sterling's
any form of
review.
art? Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley?
Good choice
Every
of reviewer.
game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Yeah, you did a good
It was
job.
literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all.
Aw,
It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just
this is a nice room.
now.
Kind of reminds me of Dear
Lifeless
Esther.
husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Well, you added this. This is nice. This is a door, a maintenance door. You left that in. That's an interesting choice. Feels like something out of the demo. Portal. Minecraft. I forgot you could do all that. It'd be funny if I wish they put the demo on here so I could play the demo. Did they put the demo on here? I'll have to look into that. Because the demo is completely its own thing. And I loved it for that. Definitely have to look into that. Alright, we appear to still be here. We have all these wonderful...
Here's another moving passage. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice
wrote
in
this one?
games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you
pretty
get it,
good.
Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else.
I mean,
didn't need
9
new
isn't
content.
perfect.
All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Nintendo Switch. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that.
No.
Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a
Afraid
beloved
not.
franchise.
Oh. I can't get in there. Serious room? You left some boxes. Okay, I guess we're going back this way.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Cool.
But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Well, hey, we can do that.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's
Can I
down
get
here?
a drink? That's just what. Oh, hello. Are these bad memories? I think,
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
pressurized steam.
reviews
The
will be
pressurized
forward.
gas. Oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of
There's plenty of
profound
gags. You're
philosophical
doing great.
insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
This game does have everything, after all. I guess I wasn't expecting to jump right into the... Oh, here's another. This one looks bad, too. Oh, no. Well, there we go.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No,
You can
no,
tell
not
me
at
if
all.
I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much
Yeah.
fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light
Really?
and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear,
I think you did
what
all
an
right.
awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
I mean, that's what
I
you get
feel
when you're looking at
like a
people's
failure.
reviews.
Like I let these people down.
No, you did
Perhaps
good.
the Stanley Parable isn't
Promise.
quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Perhaps as Stephanie Sterling. We're gonna ride this one like a boat.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto.
What on earth?
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't know if that's the best idea. Oh, put it right in here.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button,
I don't
you'll
wanna
have
stop
zipped
it.
right past it. It's what the
I
players
want
have
to
been
feel good
asking
about
for,
this
and I'm very
stuff.
proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices,
right.
or what have you. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only
that was
frozen
fun.
in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes
Well, I'm glad
and
you had
lengthy
fun.
ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was
And
perhaps
he's
one of
gonna
my
make me
more
skip
profound
more.
such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination.
I'm
and
curious
more
how
of a
long he'll
treatise.
ramble.
Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the
I
time
could
of
really,
having
I mean, I'd be
accepted
fine
it.
listening to him go
That is to
forever.
say, if by articulating a choice
I'm sure
you've
someone has
already
filmed him
made,
going
you
as
bring
long
that
as he
choice into
possibly
being,
can.
then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I
But
sure
that's
did.
the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to
Yeah,
go...
well, why don't you let me move
and
on?
it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review. or at
Pressurized
least
gas,
change
that's
some of
so
the wording,
great.
perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Uh.
I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works.
Let me just
Perhaps
Google
that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the
I
skip
love the
button.
ticking clock, too.
Although
Oh, it's
I have
actually
to
working
imagine
this time, too.
that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs...
Yeah, we'll just keep
Okay,
going.
welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
Oh, really?
That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means,
Interesting.
but well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But
Oh.
at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Okay, then
I
release.
think
Where's
skip
the
button
door?
has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first
Exactly.
place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort or a window.
Does this
or
clock
something like
actually
that.
function?
Do you see a window anywhere?
Does the
A
minute
porthole?
change?
A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these.
I see
All
nothing.
I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before.
It doesn't look like we have much choice. I guess we have to just hit the skip
No.
button.
Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could...
Nope.
Stanley, please don't push the button again.
12
It's been 12
hours.
hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've
Well-
checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's...
Guess I just have to keep skipping.
Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Oh, all the lights are
Stanley,
going out.
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
I'm so
And
sorry.
you think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
Yeah, a little
It
bit.
isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing.
Yeah,
that I
you really
to
need that
know
listening
someone
feedback,
was
huh?
Listening.
Sorry. I don't know how else to get out, man.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're
God.
here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about
Oh, yeah?
everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh,
have you
God.
ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
Sounds
Let
like
me
a lot of time to
describe it for
think.
you.
Probably would drive
To
a person
begin with,
insane.
There is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Oh,
I
I'm
felt
so
nothing
sorry.
at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
Well, you should
And
put a
when
door
the
in.
feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
That
All
sounds
of
like a
them
lot.
collapsed down into a single instant.
And then
In
that instant repeated.
I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm glad you had a good
I was
time.
consumed.
You want to do it again?
I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity. For
Speaking of eternity, you still alive? Has that always been flashing? Part of me feels like he's gonna jump out. Maybe he's gonna wake up. Oh, hi, Stanley. Huh. All right. Well, on to the next one. Hello. The clock's broke. Okay. Is that because the battery died?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition.
Well, I'm
But
glad
where
you
are the
found
jokes?
yourself
Where
again.
are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough.
It wasn't. Hi. Can we get out now? Okay.
End is never the end, is never the end.
Oh,
is
God,
never
how long
the
has he been
end,
doing
is
that?
Never the end, is 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 never the end.
Time to
is
go.
never the end.
Hey. Is it leaking? The pipes are broken. This building is going to collapse in on itself. I have no other escape. I must continue. Oh. Can I climb out? I think you really could have just built a door. Oh. Please. Take me away to the heavens. I can't do this forever. Apparently I can. Okay, onward. Whoa. Well, this is kind of nice. This is better. I think the narrator died. Never mind. Did we get nuclear blasted or something? Did the events of Half-Life occur? And now it's completely silent again. Never mind. Some music, kind of. Thought it was a scream. Oh, hey, the button's broken. I don't know why I just went llamas with hats there. Are we in space? Freedom! It smells... Whoa. Okay. Well, I guess, alright, well, let's start walking. Alright, we're free. We skipped ahead to oblivion. I was not planning for this to be an hour long. I was planning for this to be a half hour. But we trapped ourselves in this. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Once this ends, I'm going to pause, and we'll continue doing more silly endings later. But, alright, we made it. Wonder what would have happened if I would have pressed the skip button again. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back with more Stanley Parable next week because I love the Stanley Parable. And I want to play this more. So, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.